Hey, Crystal. What's really going on with your girl, Glorilla? Glow. What it do, what it do? Come on in, come on in. Glorilla. Hey, Glow. I don't know what to think about it. If your story is true, Glorilla. Let me see what I got for you in the background. Y'all come on in. Come in, hitting the like button. Trying to see if I had some Yogotti, but I don't want. I ain't buying it, Glow. Somebody in your house set you up. Somebody that you know set you up. Where was your boy? Where was your homie? Where was your homie, lover, friend? What's going on in the A? And did they have a search warrant? I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend. Are you a part of the CMG curse? Huh? What's really going on, Glorilla? Yeah. And then you gonna be in Memphis tomorrow or what day? When is the bash? Yeah, y'all come on in. That's what's going on with Glorilla. How them feds get up, how the laws get up in your house, and why was they all up in your bedroom? Why was they all in your closet? I'm just asking. Everything about this sounds suspect to me. I ain't gonna even lie. Old boy pop out talking about getting the bag with his Hermes bag and stuff. And you wind up in jail. And you out of town. Huh? Okay, let's hear this. Hold on. Hold on, Glow. Hey, Glow. Y'all come on in. I ain't hating on you. You done got your nose done. Your teeth all pretty. Yeah. Yeah, you been working on your body. You been working on, you got some boobs. You got some work done. However, you been in that gym too. I saw you. So I ain't hating on you. I ain't stunning on you. I ain't none of that. I'm trying to see if you a victim of the curse. Because he been snitching, trying to, stay out of trouble, act like he has been redeemed because he know them laws is coming for him now. He trying to act like he is a part of everything new, but he gotta deal with his sins now. He gotta deal with that other dirt when he thought he was the king of Memphis. That shit don't go nowhere. He got some Dolph debt, baby. He got some Dolph debt. Let's be clear. He absolutely got some Dolph debt. And how I feel right about now, he'll sacrifice and tell on any and everybody. You heard me? You understand? But let's listen to see what these people saying. I'm trying to understand how they get all up in your closet. How big is your house? How big is your house? Did they have a search warrant? That's all I'm asking. You know, I ain't gonna let them mishandle you, but I don't trust your boss, your boyfriend or whatever. And you know you can't be taking old girl boy. I looked at some pictures of you, Glow. You show beginning to look like Angela Simmons. I ain't lying. Let me show you, girl. You beginning to look like the old Angela Simmons. Probably back during the day when he had that real crush on her. You know what I mean? You beginning to kind of favor that old Angela Simmons. You done got that work done. You are really beginning to favor her to me. That old Angela Simmons. What y'all got going on? I know I ain't the only one to see this. I know I ain't the only one to see this. She is really beginning to favor that old Angela Simmons to me. I said, oh, okay. She beginning to remind me of that old Angela Simmons. Who idea was this? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now let me go. Now, I know she has evolved. But you beginning to favor that old Angela Simmons. What about this one down here? Let me raise the bar. I said, is this, what in the world? Okay, not this one, this one. At a glance, that didn't look like. Hey, reflections of Kimberly. You beginning to look like that old Angela Simmons, baby. Now, I don't know if that was the plan, but you be careful with that. Are y'all still cool? I'm just asking. I'm just asking for a friend. Did her and oh Gotti get back together? What was they Yo and Gotti? What was the name of that? I ain't buying a lot of this stuff that's going on. I just thought I would tell you probably. Let me see. What was the name of that page they used to have together? Cause she had some work done a long time ago on her nose too. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Lord, cause she was wide nosed back in the day when she was, you know, little chunky. Yeah. Y'all, you can't tell me that this girl, I know I am not tripping. Okay, so I'm gonna show y'all a picture. At a glance, I want you to tell me, does this favor Glow? Angela Simmons and Yogotti. Don't that favor Glow? Does that not favor Glow? Hey, Cynthia. Does that not favor Glow? Hey, Glow. Okay, I'm going to find another one for you. Ouch. I'm going to find another one for you. I'm going to find another one. So, yeah. I'm going to find another one. Y'all. Not that one. Not that one. So, why didn't Angela get with Gotti? She was with Gotti. They broke up. They broke up. They say over, they say now. They say over, Glorilla. I don't know if that's the reason, but they say he kicked it with old girl. I mean, don't most managers kick it with that girl? Yeah, she got her nose done too. Her nose didn't used to be like that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yeah, she done got real skinny. She done got real skinny, y'all. So I guess she done took them pictures out of her and Yogotti for real. Uh, they kind of favor. They doing some of the same stuff, ain't they? Ain't they doing some of the same, styles and profiles? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. They beginning to favor a little bit to me. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm just trying to see how them feds get to, how them laws get to your house. I know they said somebody was shooting and all that type of stuff, that stuff there. And they came back and they done ran up in your house. Did they have a search warrant? That's all I'm trying to see. I'm asking for you. I'm asking for you. And now I'm trying to see if she done took all her Yogotti pictures out. Yeah, she done took all them bad babies out. Yeah, he wasn't faithful. He didn't have time for her. But all I know is this. On the serious, so maybe this one she really do look like Glow right there. I ain't gonna even lie. Yeah, please slam the like button because y'all been cutting up, baby. And I ain't been having time for them for them games with y'all. Let me see where that picture was with him and Glorilla. And his whole demeanor, his whole smile, his whole hand around her. I said, see, this is what I was talking about that I did not see when him and who is that with her? Is that, I ain't got it. Now I don't know, but I like this suit, sir. I typically don't like your gear, but I like this suit. I do like this suit. Hold on. I do like the cut of that suit. Oh, that was her and Kurt Franklin. Okay. But that was a picture when she won that award. And he was all up on her, smiling, you know. He didn't have his hand on her shoulder and shit. They didn't look like a homie and homette. They go that bad. I do not like seeing men with bags. I know you got money in it, but baby, if that ain't luggage that's going on that plane, I am not digging that. Now, I know that that may be a boss to you, but that is not that with me. Even here, y'all, I just didn't ever see this type of smile and interaction. It's another one. He was really, really cheesy. He got his hand around her. There go their hand over there. Yeah, we just did not even see it like that. They were never just this close. Mm-mm. Let me see, because there was another one I snapped. And Fed got it, was caught with a few trans in Atlanta. When? 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 Yeah, he didn't renew that Angela Simmons contract. Yeah, There was another picture I saw. Let me see if I can find it. Why? Yeah, it was caught with a few chains some years ago. Okay. Yeah, I just wouldn't trust it. I'm gonna be honest, but let me check and see why what they really said, why they don't, who was in her house when she wasn't there. Ah, I don't trust none of that. They all live in Atlanta. Is that what they doing? It was this one. Was it this one? Hi, Ashley. Hey, Precious. I think you being watched, young lady. I think you being watched because of your boss. Because the heat gonna come on him really, really soon. He trying hard, though. He trying hard to get them feds up off him, cut a deal. But you falling all out with your home girl. And how them folk just know when to come to your house and you wasn't there? And how did they get all up in your closet? Did they have a warrant? I'm asking you so that you can ask them if you ain't figured that out yet. A baby girl. Let's hear what they say. Let's hear what they say. Let's hear this. I've heard a couple of people talk about it. But I think you finna get hit with that godly curse. But you wasn't a part of it. But let's listen.
After spending a day behind bars, Memphis rapper Glorilla out of jail tonight and making her way here to the Bluff City for her first Glow Bash. Action News 5 Sydney Gray has details on her arrest, plus what her attorneys have to say.
Well, Memphis' own Glorilla is coming home to downtown Memphis. She'll be performing right here at the FedEx Forum, and it's all despite her recent arrest in Georgia. Well, Forum officials say the show will still go on.
I was hoping the show would still go on. Because they really up for it. They ready to come.
Al made his way downtown, hoping for the best ahead of Glorilla's inaugural Glow Bash.
It's for my kids. I mean, it's not me, but I like her music, though.
He had concerns the show would be canceled after the Grammy-nominated artist was arrested in Georgia Tuesday. Deputies were responding to her home, and according to investigators, 3 people were stealing from her home.
Girl, why you look high? Y'all hit the like button. Glow. Hey, Glow. Why you hot? Why I'm up here trying to take up for you? Asking you to think. When they arrested you, what? Girl, was you high? Hey, Sylvia. Now, I'm trying to take up for you, Glow. But you can't let them folk in your house and you high. Hell, you don't know just cause they knock at the door. If they don't have no warrant, why you let them in? And you know your house ranked of weed. Who let them in? Who let them in and your house was funky? Huh? Now, I don't smoke that shit. But I know, I wouldn't answer no damn door for the po-po in my house smells like earth. Okay. Did you open the door or did one of your friends or family open the door for you for the po-po? But I tried to remind the people you got busted now, last year? Trying to do a U-turn and shit. And you lost your little old, wasn't that you who lost your pink diamond? How? Let's listen. Well, girl, I know good and dang well you didn't open the door for the laws and you was high as hell. I know you didn't. I know you smarter than that. Cause the last time you got arrested and you tried to let them folks see your booby boo, uh, and they was like they was little. See, they was boy titties back then. That's before you had your tits done, and they yeah, it didn't move them, and they didn't know who you was. You was like, for real, you don't know who I am.
Deputies were responding to her home, and according to investigators, 3 people were stealing from her home, and the show would be canceled after the Grammy-nominated artist was arrested in Georgia Tuesday. Deputies were responding to her home, and according to investigators, 3 people were stealing from her home and were shot by a person living inside the home before law enforcement arrived. The suspects ran away, but it's what happened after that has Glow's attorneys fighting the charges. While responding to the incident, deputies reported smelling weed, came back with a search warrant, and claimed they found a significant amount of the drug inside the home. Glorilla was not home at the time, but turned herself in Tuesday.
You turned yourself in, huh?
Deputies reporting the charges. While responding to the incident, deputies reported smelling weed, came back with a search warrant, and claimed they found a significant amount of the drug inside the home. Glorilla was not home at the time, but turned herself in Tuesday.
That's awful. But the show still go on though, right?
Glow's attorneys call her arrest a disturbing window into how warped law enforcement priorities have become. Also saying, quote, Miss Woods is a victim, not a suspect. Fans back at home say they're just ready for the show.
She didn't brighten the whole city up. Yeah, she didn't brighten the whole city up.
Sydney Gray, Action News 5.
So you wasn't at home. Let me hear this again. Girl, sit up. So you wasn't there. Somebody was 3.
Yeah, because they really up for it. They ready to come.
Al made his way downtown, hoping for the best ahead of Glorilla's inaugural Glow Bash.
It's for my kids. I mean, it's not me, but I like her music though.
He had concerns the show would be canceled after the Grammy-nominated artist was arrested in.
So Glorilla, you turned yourself in, huh? On a drug charge? Yeah, something about this don't sound right. I ain't gonna even lie.
Georgia Tuesday. Deputies were responding to her home, and according to investigators, 3 people were stealing from her home and were shot by a person living in.
How was they stealing from her home? Was they stealing inside, outside, around? I mean, stealing from her house. So was they inside your house or outside your house?
Inside the home before law enforcement arrived. The suspects ran away, but it's what responding to her home, and according to investigators, 3 people were stealing from her home and were shot by a person living inside the home before law enforcement arrived.
So somebody who was staying in her house so they had to have been inside her house. Hey, plus size baddie. It was said it was home invasion. Jewelry was stolen. So somebody was inside her house, living there. Somebody broke in, so the alarms went off. You know. She glowed, so I know she got some form of surveillance. So somebody broke in the house, and whoever was living there started shooting, and they had the house smelling of drugs. So you mean to tell me, so y'all trying to tell me a judge would sign off on a warrant because a house smelled like weed? a whole judge would sign off on a warrant.
After the Grammy-nominated artist.
A judge. So a judge would sign off on a warrant because they smelled weed. I ain't buying it, y'all. I'm still not buying it. I ain't buying it. Not because they smell weed. I ain't buying this story. I'm gonna tell you why. Somebody was breaking in the house, stealing jewelry, so it's somebody who was living in the house shot him. A shot at him while they was in the house. The police came. The person who shot at somebody, because the thieves was gone. They didn't take that person down to the police station for questioning. Nothing. They just left. They left the house. What happened to the person that shot at somebody? Lord, I just knew I didn't want to listen to this. I didn't want to get out into it because it don't make sense. That don't make sense. So they didn't get a warrant because somebody was shooting. I mean, so you smell weed and you went and got a judge to sign off on weed. But somebody was shooting in the house. Yeah, no. Y'all, dog. I'm sorry. I can't. I ain't buying it. It don't make sense to me. Where's the person who was shooting in the house? Where's the person that was shooting in the house?
He had concerns the show would be canceled after the Grammy artist was arrested in Georgia Tuesday. Deputies were responding to her home, and according to investigators, 3 people were stealing from her home and were shot by a person living inside the home before law enforcement arrived. The suspects ran away, but it's what happened after that has Glow's attorneys fighting the charges. While responding to the incident, deputies reported smelling weed, came back with a search warrant, and claimed they found a significant amount of the drug inside the home. Glorilla was not home at the time, but turned herself in Tuesday.
That's awful.
You know, who was in the, I don't know. Let me go see if somebody else talking. Let me see what chap. That don't make sense to me. They didn't arrest the person who was in the house if she wasn't at home and she was out of town. What happened to the person that was in the house that obviously had to be smoking the weed and shooting at somebody? What happened to that person? You just let them stay in the house and smoke the weed? What are we doing? Can y'all please come in? Y'all have been very disrespectful with the like button here recently. Come in hitting the like button. I don't feel like that. I promise y'all. Come on in hitting the like button. What is really going on? Hey Vicky, how you doing? I'm trying to understand what's going on up in here, They gonna make me lose my mind up in here. I know I ain't fit. Let me go and see what White High. Chap, I saw somebody, Chap. Let me hear what he's saying, cause I'm gonna tell y'all now this ain't making sense to me. Oh, and thank you for the birthday love, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I just, yeah, let me see, Big Chap, cause listen. So she got robbed. Where is the person? Let me see what she's saying. I ain't never heard her talk about Memphis. Let me hear what she talking about.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Have y'all heard what's going on with Glorilla? Do you know this girl got arrested? And before you start, let me tell you what happened. Because this is how you know Georgia is still very, very, very much racist. And this is how you see the people that botched up the YSL trial and just decades of corruption on both sides. Y'all, Glorilla got arrested today. Again, but why did they arrest her? Because she reported a home invasion. Her home was violated, and she called the cops. And instead of doing what they were supposed to do, they ended up arresting her. Anyway, let's get into this because I hope she sues those cops. I hope she sues everything. I am tired of
I don't know if she can. Hell, she let him in.
Doing their job, but everybody is doing the most. Listen to this, okay? TMZ said we broke the story of Glorilla being arrested in Georgia for felony drug possession earlier today. And her legal team is calling the charges a total outrage of justice, saying she wasn't even at home. So let me get this straight. How are you arresting a woman for having drugs in her house when she wasn't even home, but she reported a home invasion?
Cause she opened the door.
She better get that money.
What?
They said, as we told you, Glorilla's house was broken into this weekend. By the time cops arrived, the suspects were gone. But investigators say they encountered weed in their search for the burglars, and the rapper was in charge with felony drug possession. Again, how? If your house was broken into, and she's assuming it's a robbery, how are you even saying that is her weed? How do you know somebody didn't break into her house and plant it? But even then, how do you call because your house was broken into and they pull up into a mansion and they know it's Glorilla's mansion, and instead of searching for justice, y'all are running around her house like looking for a reason to arrest her? Forsyth County Sheriff's Office tells TMZ deputies responded to a report of a burglary in progress Saturday around 1:30 a.m. at a residence in Atlanta suburbs. Of course it is Atlanta. The sheriff's office says 3 suspects entered the house when an armed occupant fired at the intruders. She was not home at the time of the burglary, the sheriff's office said. The 3 suspects fled. No injuries have been reported in the incidents, okay? And Glow's attorney says jewelry was stolen. Deputies executed a search of the area with K9 teams and a drone unit. Detectives also responded to the scene, and deputies reportedly detected a strong odor consistent with illegal narcotics. A drug task force was summoned, and a search warrant was secured for the house, saying a significant amount of marijuana was discovered in plain view and in the closet of the master bedroom. First of all, isn't weed legal? I thought it was. I don't know. But it is legal, right? But also, how did this woman call you for help? And you literally you smell weed and you got a search warrant? You smelled weed and you got it. Let that sink in. And you got a search warrant because you were why are any black celebrities even living in Atlanta? I get it. You might have family there. I get it. It's Black Hollywood. Why? Deputies executed a search of the area with K9 teams and a drone unit. No injuries have been reported in the incidents, okay? Glow's attorney says jewelry was stolen. Deputies executed a search of the area with canine teams and a drone unit. Detectives also responded to the scene, and deputies reportedly detected a strong odor consistent with illegal narcotics. A drug task force was summoned, and a search warrant was secured for the house, saying a significant amount of marijuana was discovered in plain view.
Okay, so she had. So who does she have? So this is the weed house. This is the drug house. And who? Okay. So hold on. Who called the police? Hold on now. So whoever shot at somebody, cause she wasn't there yet, right? So whoever shot at the suspects called the police and didn't put the drugs up. They just let the drugs stay out in plain sight. Is that what y'all telling? Who set this girl up? Who set her? This whole situation sounds staged. I'm gonna tell you that now. Somebody break in the house, made it to her bedroom to steal her jewelry. Somebody who lived in there started shooting. Then called the popo when they ran. Didn't put up this large amount of drugs. Is that what y'all telling me? It was in plain sight. The police leave. They already in the house. Right? They already in the house. So why would they have to leave? And why did they leave the person who was in the house with all the drugs? Huh? Oh, Lord. I just don't feel like overthinking this, because this right here don't make no sense to me.
Odor consistent with illegal narcotics. Detectives also responded to the scene, and deputies reportedly detected a strong odor.
Do I think it was a setup? Let me say it again. Let me try to let this process, Lord. I was laying down. I had kind of dozed off. Yeah, no. I said, okay, they talking about Glorilla. Let me see. So I gets up. And I'm looking and I'm thinking, you know, folk popping out. I just seen God. I hadn't seen him in a minute. I seen him finesse talking. I saw somebody saying finesse and got it doing a feature. And I'm like, okay. So all of a sudden, CMG popping out. What's really happening? Trial quit, been moved out. It's the end of July. So, you know, I said, okay, well, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Get up and see. So I said, okay, so let me hear this. So, Sylvia, as I'm listening, it don't make sense to me. I just don't know no laws. First of all, they got in her bedroom. How they know? So how many rooms did they have to pass to get to her bedroom? Surely her bedroom wasn't the first room. But somebody got in there, 3 of them. How you know it was 3? But anyway. Or do you have surveillance cameras? Surely, Glorilla, you got surveillance. Girl, let me talk to you. Hold on. Let me put you up here. Come on, Glo. Okay. Surely you got surveillance. You Glorilla. You's Glow Pimp. So you mean to tell me you let somebody get all up in your space like this in your house, and somebody in there starts to shoot. They run. 3 of them run. They ain't have no gun. They didn't shoot back. None of that. They just came in snooping. Somebody opened fire. They ran. Okay. Popo came. Who called the Popo? Surely not the person who just shot at them and got a whole weed form and shit sitting out on the cabinet for the Popos to see. You ain't put it up, nothing. Why she not at home? Okay? So you ain't finna put it up. You ain't finna spray. You ain't finna nothing. The house ranks of weed. Police come, you not gonna meet them outside. You not gonna tell them. I mean, what? You just let them come in to see the drugs? And they let you stay in the house. They didn't say, what is that smell, ma'am, sir? Yeah, you gotta come with us. You done shot at somebody and you high. And we see drugs. So you telling me they just gonna let them stay? I mean, what? What? So did they, I thought I heard somebody say they found weed in her bedroom closet. You let the police in. Yeah, you let them in to see it. And you asked me, do I think somebody set her up? Yeah, it sounded like it. You let 3 people go. You exchanging fire, shooting at them. They get out. You call the police. You know you got drugs in Glorilla house. Right? In plain view. You let them in. You didn't meet their asses outside. What? They come with dogs, cats, drones, and everything. There had to have been complaints or something. What? So you leave and on a attempted burglary. Oh, no, they said they took something. Okay. Okay, they got away. So they come back not to check the house for fingerprints. They come back with a search warrant to check for drugs. They didn't come back to put the powder and shit to dust for fingerprints. Is that what you're telling me? And the person who was in there that shot at 3 people and had the drugs, cause Glorilla wasn't there, you let them go, stay in the house, smoke as much as they wanted until you came back with a search warrant. After you searched the house and took whatever you was gonna take, you later issued a warrant for her. So the person who was in the house with the drugs, what? Stayed in the house? Yeah, nah, dog. Yeah. And she turned herself in, but the house sitter, shooter, were. Who had too much weed? Mark? Who had too much weed? She wasn't there. So the person who was shooting and left dumb enough to leave the weed out for the popo to see it and go back and get a search warrant to search the house for more. She wasn't there. I get it was her house. She wasn't there. So what about the person who was there? What if it was an Airbnb and she was renting it out to somebody? She wasn't there. You mean to tell me that the police go and get a search warrant, come back, the person who is in the house who done shot at 3 people, let them in because they let them see the drugs, a whole bunch of it. And she said, oh, this ain't my house. Do y'all know Glorilla? Glow. Yeah. She just won an award with Kirk Franklin. She CMG. She got it. Yeah. This her house. She out of town now. So I'ma leave. I'ma go ahead and leave y'all here. Oh yeah. Check her closet. Check her room. And then issue a warrant out for her. Because it ain't my house. She'll be back on Thursday. Is that what you're telling me? Because she may have had a whole bunch, but she wasn't there. The shooter was. So it wasn't about whose drugs is it. She wasn't there. So at that point, the person who's there who got the house lit up, that's the one who needs to go to jail. Am I tripping? Yes, it's her house. But she ain't there. So it ain't like, it's not like we all in the car and they found some drugs up under the seat and they asked whose drug is it, and ain't nobody saying it's my. No, Glorilla wasn't there. She wasn't there. The person who was there smoking it is the one who goes to jail. She lined her up, okay. I mean, you know. I don't do drugs, but hell, I ain't gonna act like I don't have I don't know folk who do. Yeah, no. It's a no for me. I ain't gonna even lie. It don't matter. She wasn't there. So you mean to tell me, Mark, if a homeowner is not there using drugs, and you have somebody there who is smoking it, you mean to tell me they gonna let the person go who is smoking and using it go? Is that what you telling me, Mark? They gonna say, we don't want you, the person we know smoking it, using it, your fingertips is burnt, your lips all black and crusty, you can smell weed all over your clothes, the whole house is funky as hell, but we don't want you. We know you high as hell, but we don't want you. We gonna wait for the homeowner. How you gonna say it's not yours and you smoking it? Come on, y'all, stop. Hold on. How can you say you not smoking the weed when you're the only one in the house? Hey, right. If no one is in the house but you, and you just shot at 3 people. Glorilla ain't even in the state. She in Indiana. You house sitting. You got it lit up. So it ain't like they don't know who's smoking it. So you saying they gonna let the smoker go. We gonna let you go. Cause it ain't your house. If the house, it doesn't matter. No, that's not true. That is not true. So, Mark, you telling me the person who's smoking ain't going to jail? You telling me that they gonna let, I'm hypothetical because I don't smoke weed. I'm up here smoking weed. I'm getting high as hell. I am using drugs in somebody else's house that I'm house sitting for. Because I'm house sitting and I got drugs in the person's house that I'm house sitting, you gonna let me continue to stay there house sitting. I don't go to jail. When the person comes back in town, the person who was house sitting say, will I be able to say, oh, so say, I was in here smoking, somebody came in, I had the house lit up, and the police came, they came back with some warrants, and they said that you going to jail. She wasn't, okay, so that's what I'm saying. Okay, so Ghost King, you're saying that whoever was there and let the police in that's got the house lit up like Cheech and damn Chun, they not gonna do nothing to that person. Ghost King, who shot at somebody? No, you talking about conspiracy. No, we on something else. Y'all answering something other than what I'm asking. Y'all not listening. Y'all just responding. Not Glorilla. Glorilla was not there. Whoever was house sitting. Somebody was house sitting at Glorilla's house. Okay, so is the police not going to arrest the person who was in her house by her or himself? I don't know if it was a girl or a guy. They was in there by themselves, they say, shot at somebody. They got away. Police comes, the person who was house sitting, high as hell, opened the door, the smoke comes out like Cheech and Chong. They leave, come back with dogs, cats, drones, helicopters, and shit. And that person who was in there, who shot at somebody, open the door, they gonna let them go and just wait on the homeowner. They found a bunch of weed with somebody that was in the house had possession of. Whoever was house sitting had possession of the drugs. They had the person who had the drugs. That's what I'm saying. What happened to the person who was in the house that had possession of the drugs? Before she even came back home, before Glorilla came back home, they had somebody who was house sitting. Yeah, I mean, because it's not just about who homeowner. They had somebody who was in her house that was in possession of the drug. That person does not go free and they wait on the homeowner. That's just not how that goes. She wasn't in the house. So whoever, the person who was inside her house that had possession of her house and had drugs in her house, they had the person. They had the person who was actually using the drugs, who actually had the drugs out in plain view. That person does not go get out of free jail. They don't even go to jail. Ghost King, who are you saying she gets the case? Who are you talking about she gets the case? Glorilla gonna beat that cause she wasn't there. So they can't say that how you cannot let the person who was there shooting at somebody who let the police in who was smoking it. That person who opened the door was the person who was in possession of the drugs. So you saying, oh, now they gonna say, no, we don't want you. No, we don't want you. Now we know you high as hell. I mean, she ain't here. Glorilla not here, so we can't say it's her, but we know it's you. What happened to the person that was in the house? Nope, I don't believe that. Mark, people, have you ever rented your house out? So people rent their house out. People have houses on what is that called? Airbnbs. No. Have you ever rented your house out before? If you're into any type of rental investment, people put their houses on Section 8, all type of shit. It's who in that house. So if I rent my house out to somebody and they break the law, you telling me that I'm going to be responsible for the laws that they break because I'm the homeowner? No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. If you have ever rented out your house before, you are not responsible for what somebody did inside and you are not there. Now, if wasn't nobody there, it would be different. Smell like a setup. I'm telling you, if the person in the house in possession of the drug, yeah. So you telling me the person who's in possession of the drugs is just ain't going to jail or nothing? So again, what happened to the person that was in the house? Who said somebody stole some jewelry? Yes, she was stood up. I mean, I don't know how else to say this. I don't know. She was renting. They were in. No. It don't matter whether she was renting or they was house sitting. Whoever was inside the house is the person who is responsible for the drugs at that time. Because they was using it. Because let's say this. If they wasn't using the drugs, then they would not have smelled the drugs. Do you understand that, Mark? If whoever was house sitting, let's say drugs was in there, okay? If the person who was house sitting was not using the drugs, yeah, she got to be able to beat this with big pressure. Now we agree, because if the person who was in the house, let's say drugs was there. However, if the person who was house sitting wasn't using them, the police wouldn't have smelled nothing. And then that means that there would have been no reason for them to go get no, Mark, you tripping. Are you trolling? You gotta be trolling. Cause you're not, what you're saying not even making sense. So you trolling. So at this point, I'm finna have to stop. I'm finna have to start removing your comments, cause you just trolling. You're not even trying to be logic. Yeah. Let me, yeah. Gonna put you in timeout. Put you in timeout. Yeah. Think about it, cause now you trolling. He don't know his laws. Okay. Cause you know, yeah. No. I don't give a shit. That's what I'm saying. He ain't must ain't renting no house, no room or nothing. And she ain't him now. And they just gonna let that person go. Hell, are you the person that was in the house sitting? Did you set her up? That sound like a whole setup to me. I ain't gonna even lie, baby. I ain't gonna even lie. The 3 people. I gave him 30 minutes. You put that ass right on out, Kimberly. Say, Mark, I tried to give you 30 minutes. Reflection says, shit, he out of here for a whole day. Come back tomorrow with some sense. They just trying to slow her motion and get her money. Yeah, but who would, I mean, why they, so, I mean, girl, you need to watch the people you trust. I don't know what's going on, Glorilla, you know. I don't know, boo-boo, but you got the wrong people up in your house. And did they break your door down? How they get in? How they get in? And please tell me you didn't go to turn yourself in hot as hell. Yeah, I hope she don't slip and get caught up. I don't either. How much drugs? I'm trying to get, how much drugs did she have? Y'all come in here in the light, but did she have a whole bunch? Let me go back and try to finish listening to old girl. Yeah, shit. Y'all know where was I listening at? Where is that at? How much did she have? Did she have a whole bunch? Cardi took herself out. Megan on her way out. Nikki out. Are they all out?
Consistent with illegal narcotics. A drug task force was summoned, and a search warrant was.
They had dogs and horses and shit.
Marijuana was discovered. She was not home at the time of the burglary, the sheriff's office said. The 3 suspects fled. No injuries have been reported in the incidents, okay? And Glow's attorney says jewelry was stolen. Deputies executed a search of the area with K9 teams and a drone unit. Detectives also responded to the scene.
Why they have a whole K9 unit and drones? Is this a dope house, Glow? Are you using your house for, listen. What happened to the person who was house sitting, y'all? Let me keep listening. Let me hear.
Consistent with illegal narcotics. A drug task force was summoned, and the 3 suspects fled. No injuries have been reported in the incidents, okay? And Glow's attorney says jewelry was stolen. Deputies executed a search of the area with K9 teams and a drone unit. Detectives also responded to the scene, and deputies reportedly detected a strong odor consistent with illegal narcotics. A drug task force was summoned, and a search warrant was secured for the house, saying a significant amount of marijuana was discovered in plain view. And in plain view. First of all, isn't weed legal I thought it was. I don't know. But it is legal, right? But
Girl, in some places, she's in Atlanta. Is weed legal in Atlanta?
and you literally you smell weed and you got a search warrant?
Yeah, that didn't sound right to
Have
me
you seen
either.
anything like this at the drugstore? No.
That
you
didn't
haven't.
sound right to
Look,
me
okay,
either.
it's making
But
that
I don't know
nice
how much
beautiful-
weed was it.
You smelled weed and you got it. Let that sink in. And you got a search warrant because you were Why are any black celebrities even living in Atlanta? I get it. You might have family there. I get it. It's Black Hollywood. Why are you living in Atlanta?
Okay, so hold on. So hold on, girl. Stop. Okay, so it says, my question is weed legal in Atlanta, Georgia, 2025? No, recreational marijuana use is legal in Atlanta, Georgia, as of 2025. No recreational marijuana use is legal in Atlanta, Georgia, as of 2025. Possession more than an ounce of marijuana is classified as a felony under state law, carrying a potential sentence up to 10 years in prison and fined up to $5,000. However, there is a distinction for amount. Atlanta has decriminalized the possession of less than an ounce of marijuana. This means this amount may result in a civil infraction. Okay, so more than an ounce is a felony. Probably less than a pound, more than an ounce. That's why they didn't disclose the amount. Drones and dogs. Okay, so they said a considerable amount. Okay, while possessing the scenes, deputy reportedly smelled marijuana and searched the home. Inside the master bedroom closet, y'all all in the closet, they found a significant amount of marijuana. Yeah, this sounds like somebody set her up, y'all. I ain't gonna even lie. Along with controlled substances. So they were selling drugs out the house. As a result, Glorilla was charged with possession of marijuana and possession of a controlled substance. She turned herself in. So when did she call? She came back on Tuesday. That was released. Charlotte posting a $22,000 bond. The homeowner is a victim of a serious crime. Yeah, but what happened to the person who was there? Who was there? Who was the person who was met with the burglars? Who shot a weapon? Where they at? Okay, the control system couldn't be them pills, them perks and mollies and shit. Body cam footage from the stop showed the rapper allegedly struggling. Okay, that was the other one. Yeah, that's the one. That was April 2024. Glorilla was arrested in Gwinnett County for DUI after officers said they observed her making an illegal U-turn. That's the one I was talking about earlier. That's when she said, "Do you know who I am?" I was finna go into the archives. But why they not saying nothing about the person who was in the house? Who was in the house? Okay, so whose real name is Gloria Hallelujah Woods is facing new legal troubles in Georgia after a burglary at her Metro home led to investigators to discover drugs on the property. What about the person who was there and shot at somebody? So they just not gonna mention that person at all. So they're not gonna mention that person. Anybody know anything about that person? Where is that person? Who is that person? Let me see if she brings that up. I ain't finna fool with this long, cause this ain't making sense to me.
Targeting y'all. And yes, and this is the sad thing, most of the police and feds down there look like us. Why are y'all living there? I mean, it's too late for Glorilla because I know you can't move in 24 hours, but yo, they said she was later charged with felony possession of marijuana and possession of a Schedule 1 controlled substance. She charged.
What's a Schedule 1 controlled substance, y'all? What's a Schedule 1 controlled substance? What is that? Let me get to what is a Schedule 1? Hey Dante, hey. What is a Schedule 1 controlled substance? More devastating news on Donald Trump, baby. I was trying to give myself a break from that tonight. And here I come over here in Glorilla. That's pills. Okay, so it's pills. You done let's start. Why they not talking about that person? I need to know who that person was in Glorilla House so I can get a clear understanding on who done set her up. Cause why are they not mentioning that person at all? Okay. So here go. Okay. He stole from me. This is a good move. Okay, let's hear this. Let's hear Chap. Shout out to Big Chap TV. It don't cost you nothing to hit that like button, family. Let me hit it. Cause I heard you say, oh boy, done stole your little old lingo. And I want to tell you something, Big Chap. They will steal your verbiage, so I'm surprised ain't nobody stole it before. But shout out to Big Chap. They will repeat everything I say sometimes. But let's go, Big Chap. I'm trying to hear what you got to say. Shout out to Big Chap. I want to hear, because I ain't been paying attention. That's Big Chap right there. I'm reading it now. What you reading? Shout out to Big Chap. Let me. You know, I tip. Oh, no, this ain't the one I want to. I want to hear about Glorilla. No, you got them up here. I must have grabbed the wrong one. Do you have something to do with her getting set up? Did Angela Simmons send somebody over there? Shout out to Big Chap. But this ain't the one I want. Yogotti and Finesse. No, I don't want to hear that. I want the other one. Hold on. What happened? Did you take it down? She was set up. Let's go.
It costs you nothing to hit.
It keeps saying unidentified person. Okay, so somebody set her ass up. And how you let them get away? They wasn't arrested? How you protecting them? Yeah, she was set up. She don't. Shout out to Big Chap.
Glorilla. Now, when I seen this come across my radar, I was like, wow.
He was like, wow.
It seemed that not a female rapper, male rapper. If you're a rapper, it seemed that at a point in your career, you bound to get in some trouble, right? Now,
they only mention Glorilla.
About the road of life, regardless of what road that you own, it's gonna be potholes and it ain't gonna be easy. No drive is a smooth sailing drive in life. No drive is a smooth sailing drive on the trip to another city or another country. It even gets bumpy when you in the air. Now, I said all that to say this. If you don't understand, a lot of people lose their mind. A lot of people go into mental downward behaviors, fam, in life due to not understanding why things are going wrong. See, we focus a lot on the wrong, but we don't focus a lot on the good. And I'm about to get into what I'm talking about with Glorilla, but I just want y'all to understand that with life come bad and good, but it's what you focus on. You can either focus on the good or you can focus on the bad. Now, fast forward.
Okay, let's go.
We know Glorilla got a Georgia home, right? We know Glorilla got a lot of friends. Now, reports come in on this situation that our house was burglarized, but in the process of our house being burglarized, somebody came out and started busting at the intruders, right? And they called in the police at the same time. Now, Glo not there, but this is her home. Now, when the popo came, they asked me questions. The intruders done got on down. Neighbors saying they heard shots, so now they got to tell them what happened, and they shot at the intruders. They got on down with a gate. So they went in, searched the house. Glorilla is charged with felony possession. They said it was large quantities of marijuana in the crib. Now, I don't want to say that, I mean, Glo them be smoking. They smoking big blunts. She got a lot of homegirls around. Hey, man, it's going to take 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how much it was, but it's going to take
What you
that
lead
people
them
that be
to the
around.
bed clock?
She
I
got
know.
females to feed, so to speak, and all of them pretty much smoke weed. Now, they charged Glo. She bonded out on a $22,000 bond, right? Now, one would say, that's not right. How some intruders trying to come to my house to rob me? We busted them, sent them off.
Chap. Chap. It ain't no we. Hold on, chap. It ain't no we bust at them for intruding. It's whoever was there. She wasn't there. We ain't done nothing. The house sitter bust on them. Okay, let's just be clear. Ain't no we. Ain't no we.
Some intruders trying to come to my house to rob me. We busted them, sent them off. Police come, and they want to come in and search and see what it is. Now, a lot of times they don't have warrants to do so, but they will ask you, and if you agree with it,
right, they coming in.
So
hold on, big chap. So you right. They gonna ask you, right? That's why I asked. They didn't come in sweeping the house for fingerprints. Was the door kicked in? Was the window busted out? They not trying to give fingerprints, so you let them in, knowing good and dang well you got a whole, more than a whole pound sitting out in the open, and you let them in. She didn't, cause she ain't there. She ain't even in the state. So we ain't bust on them. Whoever the person was that came out busting, that person did. That same person opened the door for the popos and didn't put the shit up. Yeah, okay. Now come on, roll with me.
One of her friends or whoever,
that ain't no friend.
Not being, they might have been panicking and some shoot. They coming in. So that could have been a scenario with one of her friends or whoever was there not being, they might have been panicking and some shooting going on. Here come the police, and they not thinking. And they searched the whole crib and charged Glo with these charges. I want to say, fam, that the bumpy road that I was just talking about, Glo feel the bumpy road. Gotti feel the bumpy road. Y'all feel the bumpy road. I feel the bumpy road. You feel the bumpy road. Everybody in the world, your children, your mother, father, grandmother, been through the bumpy road.
Okay.
So I want y'all to come into understanding I want Glow to come into understanding that this is preparation for the bigger potholes that's coming. Because see, one thing about the game, when you got influence, not just over a hood, but the world, like Glorilla, with the females, niggas and all. I done seen niggas in the rap game from Tupac on back down had to pay for the influence that you putting in the community, family. It's not an easy road. Even if you're doing the complete right thing, which none of us are perfect, that's why it's not an easy road. Even the so-called perfect in life. Glow, I need you to understand the originality that we fell in love with, that got to stay with you spiritually throughout this journey that you're going. Because you can get behind the spotlights, all these different things, and the originality of you, it's not in the inside no more, because there's so many games being played and you playing the game with them like a puppet master, but it's on the outside. And you're really not who you used to be. I want you, or anybody in life that's watching me, or whatever the case might be, to understand that every day, I always have different things to report on. Just like you at your job, your life, what you see on social media, there's so many deaths going on, floods, people dying, from celebrities to local people, people breaking up, divorces, all these different things. We see so much on a daily basis to what we beginning to think is normal. The trouble that we see, the jealousy, the hate, the betrayal, we think is normal. 6 months is tops now when it comes to relationships. It's beginning to be normal. When seeing demons become normal, the world is getting in the mind of the prisoners that's seeing another prisoner get stabbed and we continue to eat and do what we do. The world is transforming into what the prison system is.
I don't think it's normal. That's why I said,
If somebody getting stabbed, something going, I act like I don't even see it. You see it on a daily basis in traffic. They won't even call the police, but they'll record. Or act like ain't nothing went on. They won't even call the ambulance when the motherfucker shot. Excuse my language. But they'll record. I'm trying to tell y'all, fam. Hoping Glorilla listen. Somebody around me. When it comes to people and they knowing where you stay, all these...
Okay, come on. They knowing where you stay.
It's dangerous.
What you say?
Individuals could lose their life.
Yeah, they knowing where you stay.
Homegirls them could have lost their lives. Individuals could lose their life.
No.
Dangerous.
Hold on. Let's go.
Hoping Glorilla listen. Somebody around me. When it comes to people and they knowing where you stay, all these, that's dangerous. Pop smoke is dangerous. Individuals could lose their life. Your homegirls them could have lost their life, whoever was there.
I need to know who was there.
So I said all that to say this, the same way people love you and hug you, they'll kill you, steal from you, and rob you.
Okay.
Betray you.
Betray you. Okay.
I just want you to understand you got a gift. Keep the gift on the inside, because that's what make you.
Yeah, but her gift don't have nothing to do with them people who set you up and turn on you. Yeah, no. I mean, I hear you. I hear you. You said that she need to stay solid. She need to stay true to who she was. Don't change. But she done already changed. She done changed the whole look. You know, she done enhanced herself. She done enhanced her sexy. You know, but that's, you know, to me, that's Gotti. That's you know, that's her dude. That's why I I'm like, she beginning to look to me like the old Angela Simmons back in the day. Before Angela went and got her nose done and stuff. So, but I think, I mean, I don't know Glorilla, but when I look at her when she was goofy and young and fighty, and she seemed like she a little more tame to me now than she was before. But I will say this. Every time she elevate, and if her and Gotti are dating, she ain't gonna be able to trust none of them chicks. She can't trust none of them. Cause I don't understand right now today how whoever was in that house name ain't out. I don't know how that person didn't go to jail. I don't know. I don't know. I just can't, you can't make me understand. I don't care if she is the homeowner. She was at the house at that time, and there was a whole a robbery attempt, burglary attempt. How did they get in the house? Did she not have cameras? And whoever was in the house didn't calling the police, and you just gonna leave that shit out like that? You're not gonna put it under the cabinet? So you telling me that there was a large amount in the closet and out in plain view? They leave you. They leave you and go and get a warrant. Y'all didn't even dust the house down for fingerprints. Why? You got drones and the whole canine, the whole dog pound. Y'all done let the whole dog pound out running around. Who let the dogs out? You know, giving her that charge was just a wake-up call. NBA be a case like that too. Was somebody in the house pressure? I can't get over the fact that you had a friend or family member, somebody let the laws in. I don't care if I'm in there in the house, rank of weed. You know what's in that house? I just don't know anybody that's just gonna open the door. I just don't know. All the lights in the house would have been off. Every light in the house would have been off if I knew that the house was dirty. And any door open, you gonna smell it. And if that's the case, if you want to report it, take your ass outside and meet them outside. No, they leave and come back with a warrant. But the person in the house, y'all don't do nothing with them. Y'all, they just still in the house. They still in the house. Was Glow set up? I don't know. Hell, I was thinking, at first, when I first heard it, I said, the Angela Simmons sent somebody over there, thinking Gotti was over there, you know. I don't know. I didn't know all this shit here was going on. And who was in the house. I need to know who was in the house. Oh, so they fell out. Yeah, but who would have known she wasn't there? And why, whoever was in the house, why would you let the popo in? And you had stuff in plain view. I don't get that. Yogotti is Rock Nation. It was her family. Yeah, but I don't trust none of them. I don't trust none of them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care. Hell, they all fall out, and some of them thinking Gotti is snitching. Yeah. And he got a case coming up. Yeah, I don't trust none of them. I don't trust none of them. I don't know how deep none of them are. I don't. They dealing with, listen. Now, I'm trying to keep it separate, y'all. And I ain't trying. Now, this the first time me and Pressure done agreed. And I'm finna spin around in the middle of the street like Glorilla did when she got that DUI in 2024. Now, it probably was a kick door, that TikTok shit. But listen, I don't trust none of them. Them same people that's tied up with YELLABEEZY, JJ, Malcolm X in South Dallas. Them same people tied up with Memphis. Now, Yogotti, I don't give a shit. He took his ass to sunny South Dallas, and he marked a sunny South Dallas. And them feds went in there and did them search warrants 2 or 3 times. Okay. Only person ain't had a raid was Yogotti. Okay. Okay. And Moneybag. And he done told, they all telling. Now, I don't know what's going on. I don't trust none of them. Rock Nation, CMG, Bread Gang, Loaf Boy, New South Dallas. I don't trust none of that shit. Finesse 2 times 3. None of that. Everybody done got busted. Except Yogotti. And who was in the girl house. And how they did not go to jail. Can't nobody explain that to me. And why you let them in? They have, come on, y'all. Come on. They have to kick the damn door down. They have to have a whole SWAT unit out there for us to let folk in our house when we know shit is dirty. Come on. I don't even have to be in drugs, smoke weed, or none of that shit. And I ain't letting you in. You knocking on the door and I don't know you. I'm clicking. And if I think I know you, I'm changing my voice. Especially if I'm there by myself. But gun in hand. I mean, we just don't open our door for the police like that. I don't believe that. And I ain't out there like that. And I ain't opening the door like that. I'm tell you that shit now. I'm telling you that now. Hey, Robin. I ain't open the door. I done been in my sister's house and the police. Man, I can tell y'all a story. I wasn't opening that door for shit. And my childhood best friend is the one who called the police, and I was at my sister's house, and I, oh my God. I mean, the house and shit was surrounded, cause I was on the phone with her, and I dropped the phone in the toilet, so I didn't even have a phone. And as the phone was dropping in the toilet, I'm screaming, ah! And she thinking somebody that came in the house, and she got the whole police department outside. And I wouldn't open the door for shit. Okay? I was like, what in the world? What? And the dog looking at me like, open the door. I got you. No, I said all that to say we just ain't gonna open the door like that. And I couldn't call nobody. Hell, cause my phone in the toilet, swimming. Shit. And finally I had to, because they asses wasn't leaving. And the dog started barking because they started coming around to the back. I'm saying, why would you open the door and you know you had all that shit in plain view? Why would you do that? Them ain't your friend. I don't care if they're your fan. I don't give a shit, Glorilla. You need to move different. Grow up. I hope. Now I'm telling you now, and I know you's a smoker, but you need to start doing shit different. And stop trusting people. I don't trust none of that. I don't trust none of that. Probably kicked the door in burglar that went bad. Yeah, I get the burglar went bad, but why you opened the door and you didn't put shit up? And they done came and went all in your closet. They got dogs and shit and drones. For weed? For weed? They got a whole bunch of human and sex trafficking, and you doing all this for weed? Unless they've already had complaints, and unless they've already had complaints and they had already been there before. I don't know I really don't know what's going on, but I ain't buying this. Let me hear this over here before I go. Cause Glorilla, you gonna have to start moving different. And you already, what they do with her DUI, why does this thing keep going upside down? Can y'all still hear me? Hey, Crystal. Can y'all hear me? So no, weed is not legal in Atlanta. She got friends and family that she can't trust. Their names have been changed to protect the innocent. They're not even mentioning them. They don't put it all on her because she's the homeowner. So you can go to her house, smoke up, light up, sell up. You can go in there and do whatever you want to. You can be there when the police come, and they're not gonna do shit to them. They waiting on you, Glow. Wow, that's messed up. Let me hear this. I was trying to hear the hood.
This is News Channel 3 at 5.
First at 5 on your news leader, Memphis rapper Glorilla is arrested in Georgia just days before she's set to perform at her Glow Bash at FedEx Forum. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock.
And I'm Greg Hirsch. She was arrested on drug charges. However, Glorilla's attorney says there's more to the story. WRG's Raven Copeland joins us now live from FedEx Forum. And Raven, fans are wondering if this will impact tomorrow's concert there.
Yeah, Greg and Stephanie, organizers told WREG that the show will go on. Today, the FedEx Forum tweeted a ticket link for the Glow Bash, and they tweeted that out for people to buy more tickets. They said the tickets are still on sale, and that will happen tomorrow night at the FedEx Forum. Now, as fans prepare for the event, Glorilla, her attorney, and the community are reacting to her arrest in Georgia. Days before Glorilla is set to headline her inaugural Glow Bash at the FedEx Forum, she was arrested on drug charges in Forsyth County, Georgia. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office says this.
Hold on, let me bring that over here. Hold on.
Saturday, July 20th, when deputies responded.
Saturday, July the 20th.
In Memphis, this is News Channel 3 at 5.
First at 5 on your news leader, Memphis rapper Glorilla is arrested in Georgia just days before she's set to perform at her Glow Bash at FedEx Forum. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock.
And I'm Greg Hirsch. She was arrested on drug charges. However, Glorilla's attorney says there's more to the story. WRG's Raven Copeland joins us now live from FedEx Forum. And Raven, fans are wondering if this will impact tomorrow's concert there.
Yeah, Greg and Stephanie, organizers told WREG that the show will go on. Today, the FedEx Forum tweeted a ticket link for the Glow Bash, and they tweeted that out for people to buy more tickets. They said the tickets are still on sale, and that will happen tomorrow night at the FedEx Forum. Now, as fans prepare for the event, Glorilla, her attorney, and the community are reacting to her arrest in Georgia. Days before Glorilla is set to headline her inaugural Glow Bash at the FedEx Forum, she was arrested on drug charges in Forsyth County, Georgia. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office says this all started in the overnight hours of Saturday, July 20th, when deputies responded to a burglary call at the rapper's home. The police report shows someone in the home fired shots at a group of people who broke in and stole items. The suspects were gone when deputies arrived, and during their investigation, deputies say they smelled illegal drugs. Deputies then executed a search warrant and found marijuana inside the master bedroom. Deputies arrived, and during their when deputies responded to a burglary call at the rapper's home. The police report shows someone in the home fired shots at a group of people who broke in and stole items. The suspects were gone when deputies arrived, and during their investigation, deputies say they smelled illegal drugs. Deputies then executed a search warrant and found marijuana inside the master bedroom closet. They charged Glorilla, the homeowner, with felony marijuana possession and possession of Schedule I controlled substance.
So you mean to tell me there was no drugs nowhere else in that home except her closet? They didn't say they found drugs nowhere else. So I thought they said it was in plain view. So nowhere else in the house was there weed.
And found marijuana inside the shots at a group of people who broke in and stole items. The suspects were gone when deputies arrived, and during their investigation, deputies say they smelled illegal drugs. Deputies then executed a search warrant and found marijuana inside the master bedroom closet. They charged Glorilla, the homeowner.
Let me tell you why that's a problem, y'all. So unless whoever was in the house that opened fire on the burglars, so that means that whoever that person was using drugs or smoking in the master bedroom, because that's the only place that they found weed, right? They ain't say they found it at other places of the house. They said that they found it in her closet. So if they smell weed, they must have been in her room. I mean, right? Where else did they find drugs? That they only found it in her room. Thank you. We are the receipts. Thank you. Yeah. So they don't make sense to me. So I thought it was in plain view. No. So it wasn't in plain view. They had to go into her closet. Well, where was you smelling it from? And what happened to the person who was smoking it if she wasn't there? Nobody wants to mention that person. Thank you for that big old orange super chat, super sticker. Y'all hit the like button for We Are the Receipts 215. Thank you so very much, y'all.
The Forsyth, Georgia.
Days before Glorilla is set to headline her
And why are they
inaugural
protecting
bash at
that
the FedEx
person?
Forum, she was arrested on drug charges in Forsyth County, Georgia. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office says this all started in the overnight hours of Saturday, July 20th, when deputies responded to a burglary call at the rapper's home. The police report shows someone in the home fired shots at a group of people who broke in and stole items. The suspects were gone when deputies arrived, and during their investigation, deputies say they smelled illegal drugs. Deputies then executed a search warrant and found marijuana inside the master bedroom closet. They charged Glorilla, the homeowner, with felony marijuana possession and possession of Schedule I controlled substance.
If it was anybody else, if it was another Jane Doe, just because it's Glorilla, they make a big deal out of it. If it was LaKeisha down the street, it would have been nothing.
Glorilla's attorney, Marissa...
LaQuisha down the street, you right. It wouldn't have been nothing. I'm just... First of all, I'm tripping because they executed a warrant for the smell of marijuana. And then two, you executed that warrant for the smell of marijuana, and you won't even mention the person who was smoking the weed. First of all, and hell, if they let you in the house for you to see it, why did you even have to execute a warrant? You was already in there. You saw it. They let your ass in, and withholding their names. You are protecting the person who let you in. You are protecting the person who was smoking the weed because she was not there. All of this sounds like a whole setup. Girl, did you have an undercover in your house? Did you make friends with the laws? Because I promise you, no, none of this makes sense to me. And they did not arrest that person. That person said, oh, yeah, she got a whole bunch. That right there, what is that? Oh, that's weed. Oh, she got a whole bunch of that in her closet in her bedroom. Oh, yeah, I didn't know what that was. I mean, come on, y'all. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? This was a whole setup. And I hope this is... Who opens the door for the police when you know that the house got a whole bunch of drugs in it? Who does that?
Tells WREG that the rapper was search warrant and found marijuana inside the master bedroom closet. They charged Glorilla, the homeowner, with felony marijuana possession and possession of Schedule I controlled substance.
If it was anybody else, if it was another...
Did she fall out with her best friend? What's the girl name she fell out with that she had been friends with for a long time? She a rapper too. What's her name? Now, I'm sure that's not who was in our house. But whoever... What was her name? I just seen her not too long ago. Whoever that was set you all the way up. I don't know how else to say that. Don't none of that shit make sense to me. And why they didn't go to jail. And if they did, why are they withholding their name? Why is that an unidentified person? How can you be an unidentified person and you open the door? How can you be an unidentified person and you had the whole house smelling like illegal drugs? How are you an unidentified person when they come back with a search warrant? Of course you let them in. They know good and damn well who you are. They came in asking you for identification. And if you try to act like you don't have none, hell, with the house smelling like weed, your ass is going to jail. And they gonna put them fingers on that stuff and they gonna put it on that paper and they gonna run you. Yeah, so was this for publicity? Was this some type of movie, a scene or something? Was this for, I mean, because this don't make no sense, y'all. How this person is not identified? Glorilla, you gotta talk, baby.
Glorilla, they make a big
marijuana inside the master bedroom
Shit.
closet. They charged Glorilla, the homeowner, with felony marijuana possession and possession of Schedule 1 controlled substance.
If it was anybody else, if it was another Jane Doe, just because it's Glorilla, they make a big deal out of it. If it was Lakeisha down the street, it would have been nothing.
Glorilla's attorney,
Lakeisha wouldn't
Marissa
open the door.
Goldberg, tells WREG that the rapper was out of town and her family was home at the time of the burglary.
Her family? Glow. Your family did this to you? Her family and her family. How is her family unidentified? Baby.
Family was home at the time of the burglary.
Glorilla, they make a big deal out of it. If it was Lakeisha down the street, it would have been nothing.
Glorilla's attorney, Marissa Goldberg, tells WREG that the rapper was out of town and her family was home at the time of the burglary. Your news leader went on Bill Street to hear what people have to say about her arrest.
I think that's the absolutely most craziest thing I've ever heard, because she wasn't there, first and foremost. Second of all, we don't necessarily know what happened in that situation. That the robbers could have left that there. Anything could have happened.
She wouldn't even been there. So how do you know somebody that planted drugs? How do you know somebody in her family that had it? How do you know it could be anything?
Let me tell you something. Her family, if not, come on, y'all. How her family didn't go to jail? How her family didn't go to jail? How your family let 3 people up in the house? This ain't sounding right at all.
Glorilla was released the same.
She wouldn't even been there. So how do you know somebody that planted drugs? How do you know somebody in her family that had it? How do you know it could be anything?
Now, Glorilla was released the same day on a $22,260 bond. And again, she is expected to perform tomorrow night at her Glow Bash at FedEx Forum. Now, she tweeted about her arrest and she said, long story short, my house gets invaded and I'm the only one that gets arrested.
You
now,
the only one. And you wasn't even there.
Any arrest warrants in touch with that home invasion.
Let me tell you something, Glorilla. Yeah, I'm finna go. What time? I'm finna go. Put all their asses out. AunTeaFee, put all their asses out. Every last one of them. I don't even know. Need to know how you related. Your family. Smoked out your house. No. So much, they so high, people come in robbing you. They make it all the way where the weed and shit is. Steal your jewelry in your bedroom. Your family shoot at them, miss 3 of them. Police come, they let them in. House full of just smoke, Cheech and Chong. They ain't put shit up. Police come back with K9, the whole damn dog pound, and drones. They ain't going no room but yours. In your closet. They ain't knock over shit. Your house ain't tore up. They just go straight to your closet. They find the weed and the pills. Your family member's still there when you get home. Eat a sandwich, bro man sandwich, fifth floor. Okay, they leave him there and wait for you to come home so that you can turn yourself in. And them same people still in your house. Everybody get out. I mean, Martin, put all their asses out. Open the damn door. I don't care where you go, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Everybody go. Because that ain't family. And sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow, baby. But that ain't family. And they working for them people. Somebody working for them people. Because only person name that came out in the paper is yours. Put their asses out. Stop carrying their asses. They set your ass up. Yogotti. Like, let's market this situation, Glow. They targeting certain shit. Where was his ass at? Glow her Brian stick. Everybody get out. Get your ass up out of here. Fuck you opening doors for. Not doors. Y'all, let me go. This is some of the craziest shit ever. Pressure, you going to the Glow Bash tomorrow? Go in there and take some pictures for us. Nah, y'all, this ain't cool at all. This ain't cool at all. This family, yeah, you done pissed your family off. They working for them people. How do we not know they name? They unidentified. And you wasn't even there, and you the only one going to jail. They set you up, boo-boo. They set you up. And in that robbery, that burglary, that was a setup too. That was a setup too. They staged all of that. All of that shit was staged. And I hate to be the one to bring it to you, boo-boo, but they staged all of that. What you up in there for? And you can't shoot. You can't get not one of them. You can't get a kneecap. You can't get a shoulder. You can't get shit. Oh, yeah. And how they get all the way in your room? Everything happened in your room. They came, got your jewelry out there, your weed, and your pills. And you the one going to jail. Yeah. Okay, y'all. I see y'all tomorrow. They was traumatized. Yeah, their ass is going to be traumatized out on the front porch. And the same po-po you let in that didn't take your ass to jail, that's who you need to call them and ask them to take you wherever you need to go. But you got to get the up out of here. Yeah. Whoever you call and whoever you had Ray Baby and John come and steal my shit, that's where you need to go and stay. Get your ass up out of here. Bring me back my shit. Yeah, don't you come back until you have your little homeboys and shit. Bring me back my shit. Get the fuck out. Yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.